Hi everyone, coming to hear the videos. The videos is very half videos, so that's very sorry about. And my connection didn't working sometimes, so that's the connection problems. So these videos I'm gonna do the my classroom I want to talk about my classrooms, and then my classroom is very kind of interesting about, so I can to talk about that. Maybe that's a lot of. So this is PPT. um so so I can to in the chat this one to click this link and to find out this PPT. All right, so just follow this link. So let me to Google Slides and so this is talk about the love poem. And that's right. So how to write a love poem isn't challenge. Do now write three different random things, objects, people, anything, or three different pieces of small paper and put them in the cup in the middle of your group. Finish this in 3 minutes, but I just to give you 5 minutes, alright? So you just to figure out that something else. So this is the next slime, and I want to give you times to do that. But I just to talk about this all of it, and you can just do that again, okay? So, short activity in pairs, consider several words, phrases that answer these questions. When you think of murder, relationships, and love, what do you think of? What are you reminded of? Write them down, book or dog. So that's the short activities, and I can give you 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes, and I can give you lots of things we could do it. And the next one is this is the poem to take a look at what you wrote. Let's read together a classic love poem. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day, so art more lovely and more temperate? And this is you can find out this I think this number four slides, and I can to give you a next minutes. So classic love poetry can be claimed why because the same imagery, smells, and metaphors have been overused. Throughout history, poets have used certain allusions to describe love, such as comparing their love to nature, mystic fallacy, using formal language. Because it is so common to write love poetry that sounds like this, it was become clenched and overused. So that is very classic, but that is fine. This love poetry can be clenched. So next slide. Murder Love has evolved. So Murder Love poetry shoots to brainstorm. When you think of murder relationship, what do you think? What is love like in 2022? Best you can just think that the questions. So interesting in the 2022. So I mean this year, your love like what is the love like you're in this year? you in this year, and you can just chat with me in the live chat, and I can see your message. Just send me message. Please, just in the comment. So, how do people meet these days? What love problems do we have now that didn't used to exist? So that's very totally disaster, the questions. So you don't care. Just the two questions to answer it. Just one is love like in this year. How do people meet these days? So these two questions. I can type in. So what do you do in this years? Oh, these questions. So next one is what do you do for these days? You can freak out these two questions coming to these guys, and you can just figure out something else that's right, and to move on to the next slide. So move on. Murder love poems. Let's look at a few murder love poems. My Boyfriend by Carmen Gun 3, Carry Your Heart With Me by Incoming, and by this is Murder Love Poems, and the next one is How to Make Love Poems Last a Client. Use imaginary metaphors, smells that unconventional. For example, consider the poem we read. My boyfriend, arms like lassos, figures like spokholders, wrist bars like a shipyard, elbow like altitudes, hands like a passport. Yes, that's useful. Use the sentences to these love poems. How to make poems like this. So now this valid slide like ones we have heard before. Let's move the slide. How to make love poems like slang, choose murder and spaces, topics, and issues. What issues? Just too many issues, just like technology, COVID, culture, queer stories. These have been underrepresented. So that is a lot of things we could to do it. So let's move on to the next slide. How to make love poems less slash. Consider using other types of love, just like friendship, family, pets, nature, love, self, love of self, and move to the next slide. So quickly to move on the next slide, very exciting. Write 5 smells using the words you wrote on the pieces of paper at the beginning of the class. You just write it on, I can type in. So you can just write it on your love is like is that is right. So your love is like what? Or just to like something else very interesting. And next slide we can do. Move next slide. Move to this is the last one. So we can just change the next slide. Year 10. So year 10 slides is a lot of things and have PE class. What is PE class? Okay, here. So have PPT videos. So this have a PPT we could to use it, this slideshow, and we can use slideshow. So let's move on to my rooms. My rooms is a lot of working to do. So this is the slide is talk about the anything we can do something else. So Internet and the Digital Safety Research Project. So your job is to educate your classmates about one of the topics below. Presume they know nothing. You can present your information any way you want, e.g. Google Slides, videos, PowerPoint. Make sure you share this document with your teacher. You might be able to include some video clips that illustrate your topic. You might also be able to include some real-life examples of your topics, so have a look on news sites for recent examples. So that's just a lot of lovely ones, and you can to chat about. Okay. So this is one. So this one is suggested topics: privacy, disclosing too much information, your digital footprint, grooming, scams and identity theft, sexting, blogging, chat rooms, social networking, internet dating. So just like that. So that topic is very interesting, just like grooming, slams, and identity theft, sexting, blogging, chat rooms, social networking, and anything we can do something else. Very interesting that. And the next one, question to answer. What is it? Can you do this safety? If so, how? How can you protect yourself? Who can you go to for help if you need help? Are there any legal penalties, laws relevant to your topics? A, B, and that is not to worry about, just to answer 4 questions as well. So next, move to the next slide. Resources. A good starting point is the Connected by Attitude resource book. NetSafe. So this is NetSafe, and we can to copy link to send to you. So this link is just to go into. So here. So we can do something else in this question, something else. So you can just choose anything else if you like. So this is it. So you have a good weekend, and I shall see you next time. Bye.